Hi everyone, it's Karen and I'm back to share this little accordion style journal that I created over Christmas, and just something to keep busy at when I had time. And the papers are from by Boho Love, and they have the prettiest little images on them. And then I also have some other little digitals in here that are, I don't remember where they're from. Had them for a while and I use them also. So she measures 5 inches tall and 4 inches wide, and that doesn't include that's just the actual size, not including any of the laces and stuff. And she is the accordion style, so you flip through and then you go and flip back through. So I'll show you and will make more sense when I go through. But it's a cool style, I like it. I just finished using a style like this one for my December journal, and it's just a really fun journal to write in. And also just this one I was thinking more of as I was writing in my December one. I didn't write, I'm not a big journaler, so not like long drawn out, but just little details about things that were going on, or even just how I was feeling that day in a few words. And I thought that this type of journal would be really fun for that. Also a prayer journal, so writing in names of or things that you are praying for. And there's a lot of hidden journaling in this type of journal, the same as I did with my Christmas one. And so anyone could pick this up and flip through it, and they would have to search to find behind things and flip out things and behind things to see your journaling, which I just think was a really fun idea too. Without any more chatter, I'll show her to you. So she's lots of laces and trims on both sides. And those are all from AngeldreamCraftsKim on Etsy, and I will leave links to Kim's shop below, and also to the designers who design for her, because they're all very talented ladies. And if you haven't subscribed to them and watch them regularly, you will want to, because they're just really inspirational. And the shop is back open, and Kim's getting more stock in a little bit, so there'll be lots of fun things to craft with. So I made a tassel, and I made it out of some of her dangle trims. I just used the actual dangle part of the trims, 2 different ones. I added some beads stitched onto them, and also some inside. So there's some light colored pink beads here, seed beads. These are her little pearl baubles with the little rondelle tops on them. They're really cute for hanging on things, and I hung a few of them inside the tassel. You can see them there, adding more sparkle. And then I used the topper from one of her laces and added one of my little beads and little glass beads in there, and then a rondelle on top. And then it goes through the journal and comes out the bottom. You can use it, you can take it out and use it as a bookmarker. And this is the bottom part. So, and it's on a piece of crinkled bias tape. So it's really pretty. And I just thought it added something to the side of that journal there. She's wrapped in this pretty bin, and it's a very, very pale pink with a little bit of iridescent flowers on it. This is 2 pieces of one of Kim's laces, the heart shapes, and I cut them out and added some flat back pearls. This is one of her beautiful blings from her shop. And then this is laces from her shop down here. There's a different one down the outside and on this edge, and other little pieces pieced in here. I was using up lots of scraps, which is so much fun to do, and it's so great to do on a journal this size. A piece of one of her dangle trims, and then I just added some little flat backs from my own stash in there. And then on the side, I pinned, or I made into a pin, one of her beautiful pieces that she sent to me in a design team package, and I just added a pin on the back with a little bit of bling mesh to hold that sturdy on there. Really pretty just on the side of the ribbon. And it's attached to the ribbon, but it could come off, but I've attached it so that it's kind of there when you put the ribbon back on. The ribbon comes completely off because, of course, with this type of journal, you need to be able to flip through. We'll just open her up and have a look. So there's one of the beautiful digitals from by Boho Love, and also in behind here is another one of her digitals, and this I glued it down and made it into a pocket, and I added a tag in the back, and this is one of the other digitals from another line that I have in here. The roses on it, and this as well. This is some of Kim's pretty lace. This is a dangle trim, and I just used this piece of it here, and the dangles are, you know, I saved them for something else, just like the tassel I made on the front. And then I made several of these, and what I did was I copied the digital all out onto vellum in this case, and then I stitched around the edge of it onto a really pretty piece of cotton linen. And when I stitched it, I left open the side here and made a little pocket, and then inside that I put a little piece of digital paper with tea-dyed lace on it, is what it's called. I think it's called tea-dyed lace, the collection, and that's just in there for, again, talking about hidden journaling spots. This is a little hidden journaling spot. So this just slides back in there, and then it tucks into this little spot here. And the digitals print out so pretty on vellum and on mulberry paper and on regular paper. And then a lot of these I've printed off on, I use a heavier photo quality copy paper. I don't use regular copy paper. It's just not heavy enough, and the digitals don't print out as nicely on it. So this is another one of those digitals, and it's a tag, and I've just added some of that pretty same ribbon from that I tied the journal shut with, and a little bit of gold thread just for interest. There's one of the, again, one of the pages in behind. This paper line is so pretty with the florals and different pictures on them. Pieces of Kim's lace down the side, cut from one of her mesh laces. That's why I love, or netted laces. I just love those netted laces because you can cut them out like little fussy cuts and put them down the side. And I've added a little bulb pin here. Kim does sell the bulb pins in her shop. I put a little charm on it from my stash and some beads. And these are just little spots that you could journal on the back, especially if you're using it as a gratitude journal or as a prayer journal. They'd be perfect spots for just little bits of journaling. And as I said, when you flip this open, all your journaling spots are hidden. So you can just have the joy of even looking through it, and no one has to know what you've been writing. Here's the next page. I have put some words in different spots. This page, I added one of the little rose fussy cuts in the center. Beautiful bits of Kim's lace down the side here, and this is another lace here. So two different laces. And then I've made this a little tuck spot as well, and I've tucked in some little tags which have spots, room on the back for, like I said, a prayer journal, or even just little, you know, some thoughts that you have. Would go really well on those little spots. I've added fibers or ribbons. I also have added some of these little brads throughout the journal as well for added texture and interest. This page has got an overlay of lace, and this beautiful lace is from Kim's shop. This is one of my favorite laces. It's a flat lace, and it looked so pretty there just over the page. Again, another bulb pin with some beads and a little wing on that one. Another little piece from the Rose Embellishment Collection, and I put Graceful on there, added some sparkle tulle at the top, and just added that onto the actual lace, so it's part of the flip. And that flips back, and then you have a little tuck spot here. There's part of that beautiful page from the journaling collection, and then again some more little bits to tuck in here. All can be written on the back of, but again, when you open it and look at those two pages, you don't have to see any writing at all. There is some pretty paper clips added into, which are holding things. It'll be on the opposite side, and so that one has a little heart on it. So lots of pretty little additions to add interest when you're going through this journal. This, I created a pocket with, again, with that lace, and a little part of the pocket, I just added that little rose embellishment there. There's your digital in behind. That's a beautiful dress form. And then I made a little booklet to go in there. So there's lots of spots within that you have more writing space that, again, is hidden. But there's quite a few pages in there that you can, and one fold out one that you can write both sides on. And you could even write inside the cover. And that fits in that little pocket. Another beautiful little trim from Kim's shop. All of these I've had in my stash for probably over a year, and I've always had little bits of them left, or I've been hoarding some of the last little bits, and so that's what went into this journal. And it just, even the waterfall effect that you get on the sides when the pages turn and the laces stick out, just is so, so pretty. On this page, I've created a tuck spot with a piece of one of Kim's laces, and this has some leaves on it, and then I've added a little perfume bottle here, which becomes part of the tuck spot, and I've tucked all these. This is the main digital in behind, another dress form. I've got little pieces of, didn't realize that one, I guess I cut something that had that fiber on it, and little pieces splurted everywhere. So here I've used a little brad to connect these together, and so you have two little tags, and that creates a journaling spot. And then this is a bigger tag, and it's on that heavier copy paper, and with a little bit of gold fiber there tied at the top. And then this little rose also creates part of the tuck spot when you're tucking things in. So even if you wanted to write on, say, a pretty piece of paper, you could tuck that into the pocket and in behind here and under the rose, and then add these little bits on top, and you would have loads of journaling space. Next two pages, again, a flip spot with some of Kim's beautiful lace, and then underneath the beautiful paper line with, this has pink peonies on it, added some pinky roses here for a tuck spot, and then some of the lace that matches this one, added that down the side here, and then pinned on a bulb pin with a little rose and some beads on there, and then a little card with beautiful things written on it, and a little doily, and that tucks in there. And there's room in there. You could actually tuck another piece of paper in behind there if you wanted to. Created the tuck here with one of the little tags from the Rose Embellishment Collection, added the two little heart brads, and then tucked some pretty little tags in behind there. 3 different ones with this pretty fiber, some gold thread, and another fiber here. And then this is also a tuck spot at the top here. And this one has a little bit of that, another slightly different pink shade of that pretty ribbon tied in the top of there. And I left those so that they all stick out the top, so you get this look from the top. So you see all these little bits sticking up, all pretty sparkly. Page has a piece of Kim's very light pink trim, a part of it. It's a bit wider and has different edge on the other side. I just cut it off and used this little bit. And then this is a flip out. So this is with a little bit of washi to connect this on. I'll just move it over so we keep it in screen here. This has got another flip. So it flips once and twice. And in this side is a little tuck spot with couple of little tag pieces to write on, and also another little piece in here. This is another little piece of the digitals. This is on vellum, and then has some music paper in behind, and then another of that tea stain digital on the back. So that's a little journaling spot. And again, it all tucks into here. So again, even looking across all 4 of these pages, you wouldn't necessarily see anything that you've written. It's all going to be tucked in behind and hidden. This is another little spot, and this is another one of the digitals. This is printed onto mulberry paper, and then I've hand stitched around the edge of it and frayed out the edges of the fabric. And then I've done a little one of those pull out journaling spaces on the back. And then this is part of the digital papers with the row. Here's the pretty digital, and then this is the roses along the bottom, and then a tag, and there's another tag on top of it too, tied on, so a double tag, and then another little one here tucked in, and then that closes. And here is the ribbon from the tassel coming through here with the little bauble on the bottom. And then on this side is another page with beautiful papers, a little bit of pretty lace down the side, and from Kim's shop. And then this is it. I've glued it on in the middle and then added some pretty tags in here. So again, lots of space to write things, but you don't necessarily see any of it. I just thought that was I really enjoyed that in the Christmas one, which I wasn't intentional when I did it, and this time was very intentional. So a beautiful piece of Kim's trim, another bowl pin with some beads, and they're little 11-0 seed beads, and then this one has a little hummingbird on it, charm. And then this is another one of these little pieces that I have done the digital on some vellum, and then music paper in behind, and some of the tea stain digital paper on the back. And then I've stitched around the edges with some French knots and stitches, and add a little piece of lace on there from Kim's shop. There's another part of the digital line in behind there with the pile of books and flowers. It's such a pretty, makes such a pretty little book. And some washi in here, and another part of the digitals. And here I just gathered up some of that pretty fabric. That's the mesh fabric with the little hearts on it from Kim's shop, and I gathered that up down the side. And then again, another one of the pages, another one of the netted laces, all fussy cut out and put down the side. And then a little tuck spot digital there with the piled up books. And then this, I just put a pretty little heart paper clip on here, again for interest. And this is a little envelope, and I have these little tags tucked on the back of it like that. And then you open this up, and there's another, there's a little bit of vellum with the digital printed on it, and some of that tea stained paper just tucked in here. So something interesting and pretty to find, and also a spot to do some journaling. And you can actually journal on the inside of this envelope too, right inside here. And then you put that in front and close it all up. These could also be written on, especially if you're just writing words, single words of gratitude, or things or people you're praying for, then that could go on there too. And again, just put the little paper clip on there and tuck that in there. Side is a flip. Again, I'll just start with the top. There's the ball pin with the beads and a little heart charm, heart lock charm. There's a gorgeous piece of the knotted lace from Kim's shop, and then a digital on top that, and that flips out, and that actually flips open, and there's a journaling spot there. But it also is a tuck spot. It's open on the side here, and I tucked a tag in there with some beautiful gold thread at the top. And then there's just another little piece of embellishment with the tied in the top, so it sticks out the top of the journal. And then this flips open again, and you have a belly band of lace here. That's a beautiful lace from Kim's shop. It's one of my favorites. So pretty, digital. There's a journaling card in there with some fibers coming out from there. And then this, I've created a sort of a side belly band here with the pink lace. And then I've added in another one of these. This is the digital printed on mulberry paper and then stitched onto, and a pocket created. And I I didn't put anything in that pocket, so I'll have to get a little piece of paper and put in there, because each one of those pockets I like to have some hidden journaling. And then this one has the fold out on the back with the digital paper, and is quite a lot of journaling space on there. And there's another one of the dress forms on that one that tucks in there, so I'll remember to put something in that little pocket. And then then we're all the way to the back. So this is the back page or the front, depending, because it depends on where you are in your journal. So it's the back, but it's also the front of the second half of the journal because of it being the fan fold. Like, I can stand this up, right? Because that's how big she is. Again, beautiful dangle trim from Kim's shop. More of that netted lace down the side. This was part of a collar that was sent to me in one of my design team packages, and I just used that on there. I left it loose on the side. And another one of the pretty little hearts from the one lace that she had, and it also had the little bows on it, and I added that on the top, and one of her pretty bling hearts in the corner. And you can see some of the netted sticking out the top here. It just looks so pretty. And then the tassel now is on this side, or it could be out completely if you want to take it out. And then we begin flipping again. So now we're on the other side of all the pages that we just looked at. Here I've put the rose tuck spot. I've added a beautiful journaling card in there with one of the digitals with one of the dresses. I've added this on as a tuck spot, and just for interest added that on top with the little heart. And then this just gives you extra room. I've put in a little journaling card in there, but tucks underneath. But again, you could have a piece of paper of your own, a pretty piece of paper that you journal on or write on, and then you could tuck it in this pocket and tuck it behind that little tuck spot. And that's sort of hidden away then underneath of here when this goes in. So then this journaling card goes in there as well, under the lace, I think. And then I have a little booklet that I've created with some tea-stained paper that I've put in here, and also another couple of tags, pretty tags with a little brat on it. So there's lots of interesting little pieces to find, because the other piece on the back is all hidden right now. You can't even see it. This is another one of those beautiful pocket pages that I created on the linen fabric. You can see my hand stitching on there. And again, a little hidden pocket in, and this one has a little journaling card in there. There's actually two of them in there. So, and then there's that beautiful paper again, paper line. I just love it. So pretty. And there's one of the paper clips I created. Has some pretty tulle, sparkly tulle at the top, and little heart paper clip. That heart trim down the side again, ruffle down the side, and then another pin with the beads and a key charm on that one. And then the next two pages, and as you've seen all the way through, every time you turn the page, there's something pretty to look at and to see, but your journaling is all hidden if you want to use it as a journal, and hidden away. Another one of the beautiful digitals in that digital line, and created a tuck spot with one of the little rose embellishment from that digital line. Another pocket created with that lovely linen cotton fabric, and this is on mulberry paper. And then I used some little tiny seed beads and stitched her all around the edge, and then created the pocket, and I put two journaling spots in here too, little journaling cards in there. That tucks back in there. And then some pretty lace down the side here, and a tuck spot created with one of the roses, and then a little tag in there. And this is a page I created as a full spread. I put one of the little embellishment pieces with the little mirror right in the center, so it actually folds over that. This side has some of the knotted lace. I covered the whole page with it, and then added a bulb pin, beads, and a little heart charm. And then when you flip back the lace, there's things tucked behind. So there's some little roses that are tucked in here, another one of these little cards, and some of the digital printed on vellum over music paper, and then stapled. Just I used my little Tim Holtz stapler and stapled it on there. There's the peonies behind, beautiful peonies. So pretty. And again, this spot would be perfect for folding a nice piece of paper with more written on it and tucked in behind there. And then the little tags for interest. And then this in here, these and even these ones, if you had a small photo that you wanted to put in here, or something you wanted, a personal little piece of ephemera you wanted to put in, you can use these to help hold it in place too. So you could put this across the top here, glue it down, and leave it as a tuck spot to add extra stability if you wanted to add something else in there. So that's another thing why I tucked lots of them in here, because they can be used their place, you know, for other uses other than just, you can also just write, you know, if you're writing that you're, you know, praying for Mary, that could be written on the back of there. So lots of uses. And that lace comes back over, and I just kind of tucked that digital there over top of it. On this side, there's a tuck spot created from the side of this little thing, and also a tuck spot at the top here. So behind is the digital paper with another one of the beautiful dresses on there, dress form. And then here I've used a brad to put together with this tag and this one. So you've got the two spots there. And they also can go underneath there. It just holds them nicely in place. And then this little one with some fibers on it that I tucked in this way. Let the fibers hang down this way. This is another part of one of Kim's laces, and I just used that down the side here and added some sequins and some beads on it. And then next few pages, again, part of that pink lace. This is the other scallopy side of it. This is more of that netted lace. And I just used a piece of that, and then I added on a bit of the floral embellishment on there, and that's a tuck spot. There's another one of the little dress forms, and again, here is vellum with the digital printed on it and writing space on the back, and a little floral tag, and another little one. And this, I just put a little rose on the front of here so that this could be a tuck spot as well, so that things get tucked in quite securely, and they look really pretty too. And again, looking at those pages, you wouldn't have to see any of your writing. So here on this side is a little tag that's been added to this tag with a little tiny pink brad, some of the beautiful trim from Kim's shop with those sequins on it. I just fussy cut some out and overlaid it over a piece of lace from her shop. And then this flips open, and so you could write there. This is a little tuck spot again, and tucked underneath here are some tags and journaling card, just all tucked in there. And all the tags have some either fibers or ribbon or brads or the gold thread tied in them. Oh, when I go through this, it's so pretty. Like, it's such a pretty journal. I know that someone would just love to have this and hold it in their hands. And if they don't even write a single word in it, they could flip through it and enjoy how pretty it is with all the laces, and the papers are just so pretty. Here's another one of my cute little hidden journaling spots. And again, this is printed, the digital on mulberry paper, and a fiber used, and it's couched on. That's what a lot of them are, is I couched on the fibers using little tiny seed beads. So you get a lot of sparkle and texture. And this one, again, inside of here is like a little 2-page booklet done with one of the digital papers. Something simple that looks really pretty if you see a little bit of it behind this mulberry paper, which you do a little bit more with the vellum. And again, that beautiful flat lace of Kim's down the side of the, just fussy cut and put down the side of the page. And then this one, another little pocket made with that lace. And then there's a part of the rose digital paper line in there. So pretty. I love that. And that's an extra little flip that's in there. And then tucked in this pocket and against this paper clip are all kinds of these little tag spots, which are so pretty. And oops, not wanting to cooperate with me. This one is the tag that has the little hole and has some fibers in it. The rest of them are more like little journaling spots. And I've tucked them all in there. Another ball pin. One has the beads and a little leaf charm on it. Turn the page, and as I said, this is an extra flip. This is actually the page here. So this is washi down the side to hold it in, and the lace. And then on this side is a beautiful piece of that pink fabric that she had in her shop with the hearts on it. And I did it as an overlay on the page. So the full page is behind there as well. Plus I've tucked in some of these little rose tags. And then I just paper clipped it at the bottom to kind of hold it all in place. But you could take the paper clip out, flip up the fabric right behind this stuff, and you wouldn't even see it. Or you could just write on these little tags. And another beautiful piece of the trim from Kim's shop. And there's the digital, and there's a little tuck spot created with one of the little tags, rose tags, and some brads. And then I just made a little booklet to go inside there with some journaling, some pretty digital papers. And there's another tuck spot created with some lace from Kim's shop. And most of these laces, I've cut them and used like partial pieces. Like this is the other part that goes along with this lace here. So you really can, your laces go a long way, especially in a small journal like this. Another little ball pin with the beads and a little hummingbird. Another one of those digitals printed on mulberry paper and then stitched onto that fabric. And this again is that beautiful fiber. And I've stitched it on there with the beads and then a little journal spot inside. And this is again, is a little 2-page one. Cute little thing. Added some little roses in there on that one. This, I didn't want to cover up too much of this paper. Such gorgeous pink peonies on there. I just added this embellishment with the roses and the box. And then I tucked in these little pieces in here. And so you've got some fibers on there and the brad on there. And then almost at the end, this page is a piece of ribbon from Kim's shop, an overlay of some rose-colored lace from my stash, and then another little bit of the pink lace. And then I did some little tatted flowers and added little tiny pearls to the center of them to create this little tuck spot here. And there's also the paper clip is also holding down something on the other side too. So that little paper clip is there. And then in this tuck spot, I've made this little booklet, again for extra journaling. This is the paper line, the base paper line, again. And I've done lots of pages in this one. And I've done the base paper line and then added a couple other extra pieces on the front of here with the Eiffel Tower and Paris. There's reference to Paris on this paper line throughout, and it's a very shabby chic paper line, very pretty. And so I've sort of kept into that. A little bit of lace down the side here, and this little booklet has a few little scrappy pieces in here that I've actually stitched into place. You can see the embroidery floss here, and then I've added a little waterfall journal space in the back, just with some lined papers, and they're just torn on the bottom to create the waterfall effect all the way down. So that tucks in there and under that paper clip, so that keeps that nice and secure in there. I should have just taken the paper clip off to begin with. This flips open and you can see the paper line in there too. This one has books and a beautiful necklace and some more of the peonies. And just have to remember when you're clipping things back in to make sure you're only clipping the page behind, not more than that, because of the way the accordion works. You can actually clip too much and clip onto the next page and then your book won't turn. Okay, so almost at the end. Another beautiful page. There's with the peonies. This has a bit of an overlay of the lace again, that flat lace, and then a pin. This one has another wing on it, and then there's a couple of digitals tucked in there. This is a nice little journaling spot, very pretty, and this one as well. Looks really pretty there behind that lace. And then you're back at the beginning again. So there she is from the side. You can see some of the charms and some of the bulb pins, the beads, the laces. Bottom, I just put dangle at the front and the back. Otherwise kept it simple at the bottom. Beautiful beaded and dangle trim tassel on the side. And then from the top, you can see the different little pieces that have been tied into the tags, ribbons and sparkly tulle and some gold threads. And then this side has, again, the same idea, the beads, the bulb pins, the charms, and then the laces. And then she all ties up very beautifully with that tie that I created. On the side like this. The long piece goes around the back, and I leave the tassel out on the outside of that. I mean, you could tie it down if you wanted to. You could take it out completely if you want to. And then if you have that hanging on the side, then she ties with a nice big bow right at the top here, very easily. And that little dangle piece continues to hang down the side and looks so pretty. And this is quite forgiving. You can get your bow to be positioned the way you like it. And then that little dangle piece on the side is right there. And she helps hold the journal together really nicely because there's quite a bit of width here to this ribbon. This is just a ribbon from my stash. And then that beautiful tassel down the side. Yeah, she's a beauty. She is for sale. Details will be in the description box below, and my contact information and other information regarding that. And I hope you are all well, and I will be back with another project probably in a week or so. I've got some Valentine little project that I'm putting together, and plan to do a little bit of a giveaway with that, so you'll want to stay tuned and come back and check that out, and I will talk to you then. Bye for now.